Hello everyone. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to play Inscryption PvP. Inscryption is a really fun game and it's really easy to understand. And I'm glad I'm here to teach you how to play. So, let's begin. There are 4 different decks that we're going to be learning about today. Beast deck, Technology deck, Undead deck, and then Magic deck. Each of these decks have different ways to play and have different styles of card. We're going to start by learning how to play with the Beast deck. The Beast deck contains many different beasts to play on the board, and their cost is reliant on blood. Some cards cost 1 blood. Some cards cost 2 blood. Some cards cost 3 blood. Up to the Urayuli, which costs 4 blood. To play a blood cost card, you need to remove cards from the board to gain blood. Once you gain blood, you must play the card of how much blood you have gained. A squirrel can be placed on the board at any time, as it costs no blood. If you have a 1 blood cost card, like this mantis here, remove the squirrel from the board, and you have gained 1 blood, and you may play the mantis on any space that you want. To play a 2 cost card, like this salmon here, you must remove 2 of any cards from the board, and you have gained 2 blood. And you can place the salmon on any space that you want. To play a 3 blood cost card, you must remove 3 cards from the board to play it, as you have gained 3 blood. These are often very hard to get out, and I don't recommend playing these. But they are often really powerful, so they're pretty worth it. And then of course the Urayuli, which you need to remove 4 cards off of the board to play it. The Undead deck is a deck filled with many different skeletons, zombies, and other undead monsters, and their cost are bones. The cost can range from 13 all the way to 1. And there are many different bone costs in between. The way you accumulate bones to play bone cards is your card has to die for any reason. Whether it be an enemy attacking and killing the card, you sacrificing a card to put out a blood cost card, or it dying on its own, you will gain a bone. To gain bones in the early game, you must put down skeletons, which hit and then die, and you gain a bone token. Bone tokens can be used to put out a certain amount of bones, or can be divided between 2 different cards. Bone tokens can be kept throughout the battle until you can play high cost cards. The Technology deck is a deck filled with robots, androids, and many other technological creatures, and their cost is energy, which can range from 1 to 6. Energy is gained up as the battle progresses, up to 6 energy. During your starting turn, you only have 1 energy to play with. A lead bot can be placed down because it is free and costs no energy, as well as an energy bot, which costs 1 energy and spends that 1 energy. During your second turn, you have 2 energy, and you can play either a 2 energy card, which spends it and depletes it to 1, or you may divide it up between 2 1 energy cost cards. On your third turn, you will have 3 energy. On your fourth turn, you will have 4, and so on, up to 6 energy, which can be spent on a 6 energy card, or divided between 2 different costed cards of even value. Once you are on your 6th turn, and you have played a 6 cost card, on your second turn, it will revert back to 6 after the 6 has been spent again. Your energy will always be at 6 no matter what after your 6th turn. Mox cards are a collection of different magical creatures and mages that you can play. There are 3 different side deck cards which allow different costs to be played, such as orange mox cost, green mox cost, and blue mox cost. To play one of these cards, you must have one of the mox cards on the board. For example, if you had a sapphire mox on the board, which is free and can be used to play at any time, you can play any blue mox cost card. If this is destroyed, most cards will stay on the board unless they have gem dependent, in which case it will die. But most cards will stay on the board no matter if there's a mox on the board or not. Multiple different moxes on the board can be used to play different costs. Some cards will give you 2 different moxes, so when placed on the board, it will provide 2 of the gems rather than just 1. Some cards will have 2 different costs, like Master Gorange here, has a green and an orange cost. Since a green gem and an orange gem have been provided, it can be played. And Master Bleen, which has a blue cost and a green cost, since a green cost and a blue cost has been provided, it can be played. Some cards of different archetypes will have different costs, contrary to the costs provided mainly in the archetype, such as bone cards in the beast deck, Meatman, which costs 3 blood in the undead deck, and then Mimic, which costs 1 blue mox in the undead deck. The different archetypes can be mixed together to make a good deck, such as having some bone support cards in your blood deck, some bone support cards in your mox deck, so on and so forth. Mostly just bones as support, honestly. And this has been the video explaining the different archetypes and costs on how to play Inscryption PvP. In the next video, I'll teach you how to make a valid deck and how to start a game of Inscryption PvP, both a 2-player game and a 4-player game.